Imagine, if you will, you have been yanked out of the safety of your home across continents to a foreign land. And back home, you're a loving husband and a father, this fine, upstanding citizen of the country you were removed from. And now you're in a prison, being treated like a common thug, like a criminal, not knowing when you'll be free again, if ever. I don't know if you'll survive these trials and tribulations of your new found lot in life. Imagine those factors of your life. Now imagine that you're someone who is had the law involved because you are an alleged woman beater. You are a human trafficker pertaining to selling of women and children. You're part of a very well-known and extremely horrible gang. Apparently also a kingpin and a higher up in that gang. You're in the country that you were removed from illegally. And somehow, some way, a bunch of bleeding hearts who actually don't care about the Constitution. What they care about is performative arts and likes and clicks and how many tears they can get or drudge up as they sail down the river of salt. You're now their mascot. These people are known as liberals, and this person is known as Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who is not a loving husband, who is not an outstanding and upstanding father or citizen of this country, because he is not a citizen of this country. He is here illegally, and he had a standing order for deportation, just not back to his home country of El Salvador, that should have not been done. Clerical error or whatever BS they decided to use to excuse that. It was basically mine's bigger than your competition. Let's just say it as nice as I possibly can. And they were also told, once he was removed, legally removed, that if he was brought back, he would be deported yet again. Now he did have a choice for Costa Rica if he took a plea agreement. Apparently he did not, although he did turn himself in to the Baltimore police, which I'm very astonished by. But now he's looking at deportation to a country that he has absolutely no ties to whatsoever, Uganda. So stick around. It's going to be a good episode.
Now for the big close-up interview, border czar Tom Homan. Tom, thanks for joining us tonight. Obviously, a fast-moving case. Abrego Garcia's lawyer says the government is, quote, weaponizing the immigration system against him. My question is, what's your response to accusations that you're weaponizing the immigration system? And will, in fact, Abrego Garcia soon be heading to Uganda?
He is absolutely going to be deported from this country. He's not going to walk the streets of this nation. So he can enjoy the little time he has with his family. And for the person who says we're not going to separate family, well, his family can go with him because he's leaving. He's going to be deported. Look, he's a criminal alien. He's a member of MS-13, which is now a designated terrorist. He's a wife beater. He's a human trafficker. He's been indicted for human trafficking and alien smuggling. He's a bad person. He's not going to be here. He's been order removed twice. Order removed by 2 different federal judges. He's going to leave this country in the very near future, and his family can go with him. For I can't see who was talking before the sound bites, but whoever said we're taking advantage of broken immigration system, what did they do? What did those people do the last 4 years about this broken immigration system? They let 10.5 million people cross that border. Sex trafficking women and children, all-time high. Overdose deaths of fentanyl, all-time high. Number of terrorists, all-time high. They didn't do anything to fix it. President Trump is keeping his promise to American people to.
That's right. They didn't do anything to fix it. They did not care. Joe Biden and his administration did not give a damn, period, at all. They didn't care. They were padding their numbers. That's what they cared about. They cared about inserting illegitimate voters like they've already used, apparently, or for a census to gain seats, to gain congressional seats. You should not be able to count or utilize the votes of people who are not citizens. I don't give a damn how long they live here. I don't give a damn when they got here. If they are not have attained full citizenship the proper way, their vote does not count. Their heads in the head counting of the states, of the populace of the states, the population of the states does not count. Period. You're here illegitimately.
Enforce the law, and that's what we're doing. We'll make this country safer every day by removing people like Abrego Garcia.
All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Kilmar is our neighbor. You can't have him Trump.
You ruined my intro song with that. I can't get, it's going to be in my head forever. All right. Sorry, Slick Rick. All right, the Democrats are once again singing in support of accused MS-13 gang member Kilmar Abrego. Sorry, I know you hate middle names, Jesse Garcia. He turned himself into the ICE in Baltimore this morning, and now DHS is trying to ship him off to Uganda. But his lawyers rushed to court to block it. Garcia is facing some heavy-duty human smuggling charges down in Tennessee, but President Trump is giving a reality check to the Democrats who are rallying around the so-called Maryland dad.
They think he's going to be good for votes, and I think he's very bad for votes. These people are deranged. He's not good for votes. He beat the hell out of his wife. His wife is afraid to even talk about him. She's been mauled by this animal.
The guy needs to be in prison. He doesn't need to be on the streets like all these liberals want him to be.
Harold, as you are a true Democrat in every sense of the word, the president made an interesting comment where he thinks they're good for votes. What if that's the case? What group or population of the base of voters do they think Democrats think this is reaching?
I don't know, and
it's insulting, right?
I think your underlying statement is right. This is not. First of all, I don't know what we are protecting here. If indeed the White House and the Justice Department has information to show that this young man is an MS-13 gang member and is a threat to his community and our country, they should come forward with it, and we should convict this guy and get him out of our country. But even if they're not doing that, this should not be the sword that we fall on. We swing Democrats at every pitch the president throws. They are wildly outside of the strike zone, and
like
we're swinging
this week.
They're doing a good job of it, swinging at just everything. This is not.
And that's it. I'm going to stop right here for a second. That is 100% spot on. Where's the logic in that? You know, I've stated this many times in conversations with people, and I've stated on some of my episodes on my channel. You can't just be reactive to everything Trump does. Like, what is the point in that? There is no point. Painting him as Hitler, being as bad as Hitler, first of all, that it doesn't even check out at all. Not even the slightest. A dictator, not really. Is he 100% ego-driven? Yes. Has he been pushed to the point where he is going to retaliate? Yeah. Democrats, you guys did that. Good job. Is he squeaky clean? Absolutely not. But what you guys are doing is you constantly gaslight your base. They're in this upheaval, this constant state of chaos. Your party is fractured. It's fractured. And you have them acting out for stuff like this. This guy is a criminal, 100% criminal. Not just because he's in this country illegally, because allegedly a human trafficker. His wife called the cops not once but twice over him being abusive to her. So that's legit. That's 100% true. He is part of MS-13. These factors completely negate any other due process being owed this man. He had his due process. He now has 2 standing orders for deportation. 2. But you liberals y'all can't let shit go. You cannot just see things for what they truly are, and you have to be driven by pure emotion. There's no logic in what you guys do. The sing-along crap that you're doing there, the song that you made up, really? For this man? Are you kidding me? You don't put forth a tenth of that effort for actual citizens in this country and the atrocities that happen to them. Now it's still identity politics, and I hate the term woke. I hate it. I hate even saying it. But all you guys do is bring negativity to your party, and your leaders, your supposed leaders, help to fan the flames and continue to hand you guys kindling to throw on the fire, and then big logs get trucked in, and y'all just heave them out there, just like this one right here. There is no logic in it at all. You're a dumpster fire. Your party is a dumpster fire. There's no unity to it. You know, I'm an independent because of the fact that I have in that political field, I have the opportunity to be swayed to either side of the aisle. And used to, that was a thing that could happen. That is definitely not anymore. I'm straight in the middle the whole way because you guys are a shit show. And the Republican Party, they're a little too abrasive. They're a little too forceful. The execution on some of their things are way over the top. Not even a little too. Some of them are way beyond what needs to happen and should have happened. This man is a criminal. Doesn't need to be here. I am 100% in support of immigration and people coming to this country to better themselves, to be a part of. I've worked with enough migrants, with enough immigrants in the tobacco patches, in hay fields, cutting trees that I did for 15 years, and great people. You know, met a lot of great people south of the border. Great family. They're driven by their family to provide for them, and they're just trying to make it in this world too. For the most part, this man is not one of those. Doesn't qualify.
Where and how we should be talking about immigration policy, how we should be talking about allowing the best and the smartest to come to our country. This is not what we should fall on the sword. And can you imagine if we were asking instead of this, Mr. President, we support your efforts to make our border more secure. And we want to see all the violent ones gone, and we support your efforts on crime. We want you to treat Putin like the same way you treat criminals here, because he is one. Can you imagine if we were saying to President Trump, well, we agree with him, and then where we disagree with him and trying to craft a message? But if we choose issues like this, Tyrus, to be the defining, the metaphor, the personification, the embodiment of whom we are and what we stand for, I think Emily said it a little while ago in a very direct way. We're going to find ourselves and that toilet flushing thing happening in a more powerful way, because this is not where people are. We should defend the rights of people, But people who don't deserve to have their rights, I mean, whose rights are being defended, but they're bad people, we should not as a party be aligning ourselves with the worst of the worst.
Emily, didn't he have a deal where he could go to Costa Rica as a free man? He could have made a deal. I mean, as a lawyer, at some point, you got to want to fire the lawyer at this point, right? We went from Venezuela to beautiful Costa Rica to Uganda, which springtime is wonderful there, but the summers are rough.
77 degrees
I
today.
spent almost 2 weeks in Uganda doing a mission trip, and it is beautiful and the people are amazing. But I think, if I had my choice of El Salvador or here, then I would choose that. You're right that this guy has somehow become like the Forrest Gump, the poster child of the Democrat Party, where he was wrested back from enjoying life in El Salvador. And now he's like, all of a sudden, look at that. He's become now part of this daisy chain of yoga, meditation, and horrific off singing from Upper East Siders that have put somehow all of their eggs in the basket that, to your point, that's who they're aligning themselves with. And yet the switch, when it's flipped, if someone is incarcerated for domestic violence, all of a sudden everyone turns their back. So why aren't they turning their back on him now? MS-13, the violence, the things that this guy has been alleged with and corroborated having done. When you talk about human smuggling, that to me is the greatest threat here.
Yeah, that's that right there. I want to get racial with it because that's all this is about is race. Anyways, because if this man was white, this shit wouldn't be that. No one would be doing this. A white man does this shit in this country, it's off with his head. Done. Check. It's not a bunch of bleeding heart liberals having a parade, touching him like he's the fucking Messiah now and singing Kumbaya to him. Like that doesn't happen. That wouldn't happen. It's more of the hypocrisy. More of the hypocrisy. I don't give a damn what your skin color is. Don't care one bit. Don't care what genitalia is between your legs. Don't care what your sexual preference is. Don't care who you choose to love. None of that matters as a judge of who you are as a human being. Your actions, this is what I judge you by, or what you do. Just as I judge this man, don't care what his skin color is. Period. Don't care that he can't speak English, which I think is also BS. I think that was also performative, tugging little heartstrings or whatever for some of these people. But none of that matters. It's your actions. What do you do? What do you do as a human being, as a person? Do you benefit your people? Are you a burden to your people? Those are the factors I judge you by. Even if a tenth of what this man is accused of is true, his ass needs to be in prison, period. Whether it's here, there, or anywhere. It doesn't matter. He's lucky he is an immigrant because he'd be sitting in our prison for the rest of his life for this BS.
We know that he's a wife beater, and that is horrific. But the fact that human smuggling has, over any illicit industry, the highest concentrations of rape and sexual assault and violence. It is the highest global illicit industry besides drugs. And this guy is one of the guys that it was the helm of it in this country. That's the kind of poison in the community that human smuggling does. And he had not a care about it. And now everyone is joyfully singing and dancing next to him in parks and putting his face on T-shirts. But the whole point is they are supporting a horrific industry, and they have no idea what they're even singing about, because that guy represents the worst of the worst.
Yeah, there you have it. Once again, Mr. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is at the top of the ticket when it comes to the media and the liberals' tearjerker day parade. It's pretty cut and dry. He was here illegally. He has 2 deportation orders now. He has committed a lot of crimes, not just in this country, but apparently his home country. And there's no reason that man should be here any longer. And I don't say that about his wife or his child either. Of course, they should be permitted to stay, obviously. I highly doubt they'll go with him. If he's any kind of father, he would not ask them to do that. And a husband, if he was worth a damn, he would not expect them to go with him, especially to Uganda. So I don't know. It's going to go however the Republicans want it to go, and this is not even a valiant effort of the left, the liberal left. It is futile and all for naught. But hey, let me know what you guys think. I am 100% interested in that. I've been getting a lot of feedback on some of my videos lately, compared, juxtaposed before the lack of feedback I was getting. But it's a snowball. It's building. It's rolling down this hill. It's building. I'm excited about it. And I love to hear your thoughts, and I love to converse with you. And just let me know what you guys think. And don't forget to like, share, and most assuredly subscribe.